fix a breakup and you can fix it all, no matter how down the rabbit hole that you think this thing is. You can fix it all.
That was easy.
I get a lot of questions from people asking me if they can fix their situation. Is this even fixable? Can manifestation or law of attraction help me? First of all, if you're here, probably something that you consider to be terrible has happened. Maybe a breakup, maybe he ghosted you, maybe you feel like you ruined everything, and maybe you feel like this isn't fixable. If you're feeling distressed, distraught, sad, or depressed, I can actually show you how to use these feelings to effectively turn the energy around and manifest the situation that you actually want. If something bad has happened, I'm going to show you how you can adopt some beliefs about that, see it a little bit differently, define it a little bit differently to actually make this bad thing work for you even better than it could have if that bad thing never happened. These are tricks and processes that I have been using that always work out for me in my life because I'm using the manifesting and law of attraction to make it work. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I just want you guys to know I get questions all day long about circumstances and do they matter from people who really think that they matter. Here's the thing about circumstances. They don't matter unless if you define them and decide that they matter for you in your life. So it matters what you think matters. The circumstance itself doesn't have anything on what you can manifest. It's all up to your definition and your interpretation, which is what we're going to talk about in this video. If you like my content, just make sure that you give this video a like and make sure that you watch all the way until the end to hear all of my tips. Alright, so first I'm going to show you how to use all of that emotion that you're feeling to channel that into the positive manifestation that you want. Alright, here's how this works, and I'm going to try to explain this to you guys because this is, I think, a little bit more advanced because you kind of got to feel this out. But as I have become more advanced at feeling this out for myself and picking out those certain vibrations that I really want to focus on, and then you're going to need some discipline in order to focus in the right way. Stick with me here because I'm going to explain this and it really, really works. Here's what you need to do. If you're feeling bad, sad, distraught, depressed, pain, whatever, inside the idea of the thing that you feel bad about is the idea of the thing that you actually do want. So if there's this impression that love has gone or that something is lost, on the other side of that coin is the love that you have, the love that you are currently experiencing, the love that you have been inspired to, or the relationship that you've been inspired to, or the whatever that you've been inspired to. What I'm saying is that both coexist at the same time. Otherwise, they could not exist at all, right? So what you want, the desire that you don't believe in, is still there. Even though you feel bad, the desire that you want is still there. It's created, okay? Now, what you're focusing on when you feel bad is the lack of it part. That's why you're feeling bad. Your interpretation and your definition is saying, I'm not getting this. This is not coming to me or happening for me or being fulfilled in my life. That's the current story when you're feeling bad. Now, this isn't about you needing to change how you feel, and especially if you feel very bad and you're a little bit uncertain about what to do about that or if that's messing up your manifestation, make sure that you stay tuned until the end because I'm also going to explain how to bypass that completely and make it not really matter. So it's not necessarily about feeling better. But when you start to really change your perspective and live in the end, which, living in the end is a Neville Goddard term. But everybody who teaches manifestation teaches living in the end. But I like to refer to Neville because he's very specific about it. And a lot of people just understand that living in the end. So there's a very specific way that you need to live in the end to give your full attention to the story that you want to manifest. The story that is already there. It's already there if you're upset about it. So we're just going to find that and pick it out. And then when you focus on that, that's all that you need to do to bypass, to like fix everything and bypass all of the circumstances. And I promise you, this is what manifesting is. This is all it takes. This can fix everything as long as you are not putting conditions and limitations upon that. Okay, you're the only one that can put conditions and limitations upon what can be manifested for you in your life. Now, what I'm going to challenge you to do and help you to do, if you want to and if you're willing to do this, is just focus on the parts that you want. There's a mixed bag of feelings happening there when you're upset about a situation, especially if you're very upset about it. I want you to take a moment just to forget about everything, okay, be able to let go of everything, and just pick out and decide what your ideal scenario is. Basically your end goal or your end, like the very, very, very end manifestation. So like if this is a long distance thing or you want to marry someone, you're going to pick out that moment in time, not really time, but you're going to pick out that scene that clearly depicts for you and allows you to experience the full feeling of that reality that you want to experience and possess internally. So there's going to be this scene or moment in time, and I would take it far. I wouldn't, like, if you want to get married, I wouldn't necessarily go to like the wedding day. I would go a little bit past that, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you pick out that scene that does it for you and makes you feel the completion of that reality. And you can like sort of feel the vibration of that reality. On the other side of pain is love. On the other side of depression is fulfillment. On the other side of hopelessness is contentment, satisfaction, joy, okay? So you can always find the other side. This just takes a little bit of willingness and doing on your part, whether you're going to do that or willing to be patient enough to do this process. That's up to you. It does take a little bit of patience and being able to put your feelers out and be aware and pick things out in your consciousness, right? In your awareness. But it's all there. Here's how you're going to change the story to make this work out for you. Even if it's like, let's say, very bad, the worse it is, the more this can work out for you. The worse it is, the more this can work out for you. Write this down if you have to, because this is the mindset and the definitions that I'm going to give to you that are going to help you make sure that this works out for you no matter what. No matter what, how crappy it looks, oh, this is working out for me. The purpose of this crap is to work out for me. This works. Okay, it's all about your definitions and what you think. Now, the problem is that most of the time when something that we don't want happens, we say, oh, that means this isn't working out for me. We do the opposite. I'm telling you to do the opposite. Turn that around and say, oh, this means it is working out for me. Okay. And it will. Because it's all just has to do with the way that you define it to be in your reality. What you say is real, what you say is not. What you say carries weight, what you say does not. If you say that situation carries weight in my life, that situation is going to carry weight in your life. If you say, I don't know, I'm not feeling that, I'm not buying that, I'm not believing that, you can turn a hurricane. And you can't fix a breakup, and you can fix it all, no matter how down the rabbit hole that you think this thing is. You can fix it all. let me just recap here. There's two things that you're doing here. First of all, you're going through all the intense, passionate emotions that you're feeling, which is good. Okay, if you're feeling big, strong, immense emotions, this is good. I want you to pick out the good feeling, the love feeling. I want you to find your end inside that feeling. Where is it? It's somewhere. Buried under the despair. Buried under the, oh, I'm sad because it's not working out for me. No, cut through all that crap and find the part that is your end, that is in there. Find the pureness of the love, the security that you want to feel, them showing up for you and putting you above everything else and having that strong, long-term relationship thing or situation or, I don't know, whatever it is that you want it to be. Find your emotion around that. And because you feel very strong and very passionate about this, that is going to be like gasoline manifestation fuel behind the actual manifestation that you want when you just kind of get your focus right. So the second thing that you're doing, you're defining this as like meaning that this is working out for you. So for instance, like, I don't care, let's say that we're talking about a specific person's situation and, you know, something bad has happened and you guys had a fight and you messed up or they messed up and whatever has happened, first of all, the purpose of this pain, whatever, is so that you can have a better relationship. The purpose of this is to cut through the lies and get to the bottom and get to the truth. The purpose of this is so that the two of you can love each other more. The purpose of this is to make you stronger. The purpose of this is the best thing that has ever happened to you, because what is coming is so good and would have never been able to come if this other thing, seemingly bad disappointment, didn't happen. So I want you to define it that way. And also, here's another thing that I do that works out very, very well. And I especially use this if there's a big, big painful problem. Like the bigger the painful problem, the better this one is. So what you can say is, if you're experiencing a tremendous amount of pain, the more pain, the better. You can say this. The understanding is that the purpose of this pain is because you're going to bear the fruits of the complete opposite manifesting for you. So to the degree that I am feeling pain, that is the degree that I am going to bear the fruits of the opposite. The love, the rewards are going to be equally as great, because that is the whole purpose of this thing in my life. And then I want for you to go to that place where it is already done. This is number 3. Go to that place where, now this is where your discipline really comes in, okay? Because you're going to be distracted by all of these thoughts and a whirlwind and tornado of thoughts and all these different stories and ideas and emotions. You need to focus and concentrate on one thing, and that is your end. You found your end. You got your definitions. You're turning things around. Once you pick out that end, it's clear. You are just solely going to go back to that end. That's it. You're going to go back to your end, back to your end, back to your end. All the world is crashing down and you get caught up in that again. Wait a second. This is not my life. I'm not feeling this. This is not my life. No. Go back to your end. Focus, 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 focus. Focus on your end. Focus on the end. Have the discipline to keep focusing back on your end. Why? Because you can feel it very easily, because it's highly activated within you when you get through all of the nasty energy that, or vibrations or feelings or ideas that were covering it up. You're getting to the heart of what this is really about, and you're just focusing on that happiness, that vibration, that end. When you're going to focus on your end, here's what you don't want to do, okay? So make sure that you stay tuned until the end, because I'm going to tell you what not to do when you're doing this. So you want to make sure that you're not just conceptualizing this or visualizing a picture or like seeing a picture or like an idea. You need to be actually fully vibrationally experiencing this as a reality. Like, how would this feel if this was my reality? First person point of view. I'm experiencing this in my reality. This is the solid, real reality around me. What is the quality of that experientially? What does that feel like, right? What's the, like, you know, if you walk down the street, what's that feel like? You need to be searching and focusing on the vibration, which, like I said, if you're very passionate about this, will be easy to find. Okay, and try to pick out the bad parts and the not believing parts and completely switch everything out to make it pure, so that you are purely focusing on your end, and then you're being focused and diligent enough to stay purely focused on that and keep going back to that. Also, the last thing that I want to tell you guys is about your emotions. So how do you bypass all those negative emotions? Well, as you actually start to take on these beliefs that I gave you and adopting, like really actually adopting those, it doesn't really matter how you feel. Like, no matter if you're depressed, sad, whatever, like you can feel whatever you want to feel, and like you still know these other things are true. This is step 4 of my 7-step course, which is still 70% off right now. So if you have heard about my 7-step course, because a lot of people talk really good about it and say it's changed their lives, you can actually go to the links below in the description and you can get that first 70% off right now. And there's codes and everything down there for you guys for a limited time. So this is step 4 of my 7-step course, where it's like the reset button, I call it. Doesn't matter how you feel, doesn't matter what you think, no matter what anybody else is doing, or no matter what you're doing, nobody can mess this up because it's already done. Not even you. Not even your emotions can mess this up. Not even your thoughts can mess this up. So that's how you just bypass everything when, you know, instead of, oh my God, am I feeling the wrong thing? No, you're not feeling the wrong thing. You can feel whatever you want and still manifest the whole thing exactly the way that you want, because it doesn't matter, because it's already done. So I think that, you know, bypassing emotions is like a really huge thing for people, because that's what people are really worried about. How do I change the way that I feel, and how do I change the way that I think? And we have to stop this problem, this worry, right? And I think that this is one of the cornerstone or like cruxes in the way of us being able to easily and manageably and effortlessly manifest everything just the way that we want it to be, is we're so concerned about how our manifesting abilities are doing right now, right? So this is one of the small tools that I am going to be targeting in my Savage Queen retreat that is coming up. So I'm going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, July 1st through 5th, and I'm going to be doing this retreat. It's called the Savage Queen Retreat, if you haven't heard about it already. And I'm going to be bringing to you guys like next level teachings, and I'm really going to be bashing it into your heads, and I'm going to be providing meditations and doing activities with you guys to help you absorb all the information and prime you to be exactly the manifester that you want to be by the time that you leave and walk out that door. You are going to be a new person. So that's something that I'm really going to teach like full on, is how to be a completely masterful manifester, no matter what you're feeling, and to know that it doesn't matter. No matter what you're thinking, and to know that it doesn't matter. Find that link below for my Savage Queen retreat, and you'll find that information and you can get signed up. If you're still watching this, that means that you liked it. So make sure that you click the like button, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.